The Man Who Could Not Die. This is season 3 of Wonder Woman, starring the immortal Linda Carter. This is the final episode of all of Wonder Woman, except that it was aired out of order. I'm going by the Blu-ray set, so this is technically the third last because there's a two-parter to conclude. And I've got a lot to say on this one. So we're going to talk about it using my space system, of course. It's going to get a very high mark, but there's going to be a giant asterisk for this entire episode, because the way you view this episode, you could either say it's bloody awesome. And if it's a one-off episode, that's just she goes to LA, she does this one mission, and then she returns back to Washington, then it's awesome. But it is made to set up season 4. And I believe that would have been a jump the shark, or in this sense, jump the chimpanzee, because had this been what was going to happen going forward, that would not have been cool for me. No Steve Trevor. That's a big loss. You need Steve Trevor. I don't care. Lyle Wagner's the friggin' best. How is he not? Even if he's just diminished and you just see like how he's been this entire time. Hey, Diana, we need you to blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then he's gone. Okay, that's fine. Have him in the smaller capacity, but getting rid of the character is a terrible idea. Maybe Lyle Wagner, they wanted too much money, or I don't know, but it's terrible. Anyway, for this episode, they do mention Man of Steel, which I thought was kind of neat. But in this episode, the story is 2 out of 2. This is a comic book story. There's this guy experimenting. He experiments on a chimpanzee who becomes invulnerable. Okay, so now there's an invulnerable chimp, and then there's a man who's invulnerable. He can't die, can't feel pain. So you've got a Superman guy there. And I really liked that guy. We'll talk about characters, but this was great. So there's 2 scientists. One guy's got the chemical formula. One guy's got the procedure, whatever. They got to come together to create this. And they want to create, so the bad guy wants to create an army of these invulnerable Supermen. And they don't say Superman, though. It would have been fun. But they do say Man of Steel, which is kind of neat. So anyway, I liked it. It felt very comic booky. Wonder Woman, can in there. Now she didn't fight the guy. He ends up being a good guy, so that's a little bit of a letdown. It would have been nice to have at least one fight between them. But I do really enjoy this comic book story of creating this invulnerable man. That was a lot of fun. For the pacing, I'll give it a 2 out of 2. There's a lot going on, explosions, jumping around, beating guys up. Now there's 2 superpowered people, so it's even more things are happening. I'll just give you the artistry score, which is also a 2 out of 2. A lot of explosions, guys on fire, jumping out windows, bullets not affecting you. And it's not like Wonder Woman where she blocks. This guy's like just taking the shots, right? Can't be hurt. There's like, the chimp gets hit by a car. Now, look, some of it looks really phony. Like when the chimp gets hit by a car, you can tell it's like a toy chimpanzee that falls. You're like, it's not even really that great of a toy, so that's kind of fail. And you can see the mask on the guy who's on fire. So it's not perfect as a TV show. Nobody thought in the late 70s or whatever, 78, 79, nobody thought that in 2025, this guy who's wearing this Wonder Woman shirt is going to buy this on Blu-ray and then scrutinize it. This is not how they filmed it. They didn't film it for me in 2005. So I'm sure at TV at that time, it would have been like decent, right? Anyway, even Star Trek. I love Star Trek original series. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite show. And you could tell that ain't Kirk fighting. It's like, that's not William Shatner. So what are you going to do? Loved it. Artistry 2 out of 2. Okay, characters. Here's where we have a problem. I'll give it a 1 point for the characters. Obviously, Diana's the best. Done. I liked the Man of Steel guy. His name was Candle. Kind of a good superhero name. I forgot his first name. Anyway, so he was cool. He's not affected by the lasso. He doesn't want the powers, but he's going to be stuck with them. So I like that. I like that he's like, okay, I'll join the IADC. Maybe I can do something more. That was cool. And he was a really good guy. So if season 4 was going to have Steve Trevor sending out Diana, and then maybe he would be her partner from time to time, maybe every couple episodes he would appear. And even if they gave him some sort of a costume or something, and he could be like the invulnerable man or something, that would be kind of cool to have another guy present there. Not every time. I don't want a Wonder Woman to be overshadowed. And one of my problems is that when she's also invulnerable, they downplay her powers and they overplay his, and I don't like that. And I can see them falling into that trap very easily with if they have this guy continue on as like a main guy. So I that didn't happen in this one. So I'm still giving it one. Her new handler, he's okay. He doesn't have the charm of Lyle Wagner. He doesn't have that charisma. He's fine. He feels like a no nonsense guy. There's a actor. His name is James Bond III, who plays Phoebe T Burton Fibn or something. And I'm like, okay, this is the big kid who can get stuff for you. And he's got like he's got the big jacket, and then he opens it up and he's selling candy bars and stuff. And he's hanging around the IADC. I was like, no. If it was just a one-off and he's just there to be funny, then okay. But going forward, I'd be like, no, this kid would get annoying. It's like, why is this kid here? There's no IRA computer. I want the computer. You got this chimpanzee. I don't like animals hanging around with people. You know, a dog here and there, if it's a smart dog, and like Mad Max's dog, you know, that was good. Mad Max's dog was a good companion. It just hung around and, you know, that's it. Chimps and all this stuff, this is not very entertaining to me. I don't think it's funny. I think it's pretty stupid. At any moment, that chimpanzee could run amok and like literally tear people apart, which has happened in real life. So I don't like it. Not a fan. So that's my take on the characters. For the enjoyment factor, I will give it a 1 because of that fact. Maybe I could give it a 1.5 because I really enjoyed it otherwise. So I'll give it 1.5. So I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. But this would have been like a 9 out of 10 easy if it wasn't meant to be the continuing into season 4 story. Her living in LA, I guess that would have been okay. But it's just weird. I don't know. All that's very weird to me. So that's where I'm at on this one. Please remember, his name was Bryce Candle. Sounds like a good superhero name. Guys, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this one are, because this is a very weird one. I think as a standalone, as I said, very, very good. If it's continuing season 4, not dying over that. But getting close to the end here. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.